Happy Monday to everybody out there. I just had a great weekend as a collector, and I want to share with you some of the good things I picked up. Let's take a look. Hello to all my good friends out there in YouTube land. It is your good buddy Philtastic Phil here, and I want to welcome you back to my channel. As I said in the introduction to this video, I had a great weekend as a collector, and I want to share the haul with you, and also just some of the experiences I had this weekend. Now you may be wondering why I decided to start this video showing myself as Loki. Well, simply put, if you take a look at the first portion of this video and were to stop it, just by the sheer amount of variance in this video, you would call the TVA on me, no doubt. Seriously though, I started my haul here at my LCS, Fat Moose Comics in Whippany, New Jersey. If you stop in, say hi to Sean and Justin, tell them Philtastic sent you. First up are Peach Momoko variants of X-Men #1 and Amazing Spider-Man #70. I really love Peach Momoko's fluid style. It really doesn't do it justice digitally. You have to see it in person. These two jumped out to me. That Sunfire looks really, really strong. And the Green Goblin, I mean, it looks like a creature you'd find in some sort of like folklore novel or something like that. Very devious and mischievous. Not like anything I've really seen before as far as Green Goblin goes. If you look closely at that Green Goblin cover, by the way, you'll see there's a cameo by Marvel's most notorious and infamous villain, at least in the past couple years or so. You'll see that's the infamous Marvel wave that seems to appear on all of their inferior printed covers. Next up in my haul, and this was a big portion of my haul, I had all 12 covers of the Dodderman Hellfire Gala Step and Repeat covers. I really love the concept behind this. It's different, it's unique. And even though the covers don't seem to really match up all that great, when they do match up, it really looks like something special. Speaking of X-Men variants, I decided to pick up a full set of the Stormbreakers X-Men #1 interconnecting variants. Each Stormbreaker does bring a unique taste and a unique flavor to each character that they're assigned to, and I thought that was an interesting idea to have one artist draw each X-Men. I particularly like Josh Caceres' Polaris, and he's doing some great work over on X-Force. At least he was the last time I checked it out. As you may know, I'm a little bit behind on that. I decided to pick this up after realizing that this cover is actually an homage to Jim Lee's X-Men #1 cover from the 90s. Of course, that's a monumental cover that we pretty much all know and enjoy, I think. When you compare them back to back, I think it is a noble attempt, of course, and it is a nice comparison. I think it's proper. You're kind of ringing in a new age of X-Men. Also picked up the Hellions #13 Psylocke variant. I really like that. I think that's also by Dodderman, and from what I understand, I think he's also making one for Rogue and Jean Grey. Sean, if you're watching this, please put a copy of those aside for me as well. And Sean, again, the proprietor of my LCS, Fat Moose Comics, knowing that I love Sam Keith, knowing that I love Wolverine, put aside that sweet Juggernaut Sam Keith cover for me. Really great. It kind of reminds me of his time back on Marvel Comics Presents and also on the Max. I also picked up Sensational Wonderwoman #5. Now, I've spoken about this book in the past. It was a DC Digital First title, or I should say it is a DC Digital First title. This is a wonderful self-contained story by Amy Chu. It revolves around a cause that kind of hits our family hard here, and I'm not going to discuss that. I'm not going to go through that. I don't want to spoil the story, of course. Maria Santapoa does an amazing job as Wonder Woman, just as I said in my prior video. I really think that this should be the standard for Wonder Woman. This should be the Wonder Woman you see on all of DC's merchandise and promotional materials. I would really love to see Maria Santapoa take on more DC characters like Catwoman, for example. I think that'd be really cool. Reading this in print, I did catch something that I didn't see digitally that I think is really brilliant. I'm going to show this to you right now. The story itself takes place over two different time periods, the past and the present. In shots like this, when it's the past, there's just some sort of effect here or something that she does that gives it a classical feel. I mean, you feel like you're looking at an old photograph. Whereas when you get to more modern day pictures, you see it's got a distinct vibe in it, but it still kind of looks like it fits into the same type of world. It's very, very well done. It sticks out without seeming like it's clashing with each other. All in all, I'd say definitely pick this up in person if you can. I also picked up Frank Cho's Fight Girls. Now, I've been following Frank Cho on Instagram for quite a while, and he's been talking about this book. It's got to be at least a year. So by the time this hit print, I felt like I was really, really familiar with a lot of the artwork and a lot of the characters. Besides having a classic Frank Cho style where it's very, very clean and very meticulous, at least in my opinion, he's using and utilizing some things I've never really seen before in his artwork, some lush environments, some just grandiose architecture and structures. You could tell he's really having a good time writing this. It really comes through his work. And of course he does these great kind of like dinosaurs and action pictures, whatnot. I haven't really read the book yet. From what I gather, it kind of reminds me of some sort of like American Gladiators type of thing. But I am really looking forward to it. As I said, that certainly was not all of my haul. These are just the highlights, and those two books, to be honest with you, were the ones that I wanted to highlight the most. And I think that if you do get anything this week, both the Sensational Wonder Woman and the Fight Girls should be the ones that you get. Those are my picks of the week, I guess, as you could say. But my good buddy, owner and proprietor of Fat Moose Comics in Whippany, New Jersey, Sean, put aside Terry Moore's 2021 sketchbook for me. Terry Moore is, I think, universally known as just a great artist. He's got a very kind of, I don't want to say realistic because it's really not realistic, but we'll say the proportions that he draws most women in are more realistic than what you're going to pull up in your average Marvel or DC comic. His storytelling is among the best. I didn't check out Strangers in Paradise. I was a little too young when that came out, even though the original Fat Moose, Elon, always recommended it to me. I did, though, pick up, and I was a big fan of Rachel Rising, as well as Motor Girl. I do have parts of Serial, his current series, but I haven't checked them out yet. I really do like when you get one of these sketchbooks, not just because, hey, the art looks nice, but you really get a sense of his pencil work in here. Any comic company, I should say, can get a digital colored copy of something and correct the lines and whatnot. But only when you get a sketchbook, I feel, that you really kind of see the tight pencil work and you can appreciate some of the artistic flavoring and the artistic style in it. As I said, those books aren't the complete haul I had. I hadn't been to my LCS in a couple weeks, so I did have a significant amount of titles to pick up. These are just a couple I wanted to spotlight. Did you check out these books, or are there other books that you want to recommend to me? Go ahead and let me know in the comments section. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you do like this video here. And subscribe, of course, if you haven't subscribed yet. I do like to do these hauls from time to time. And just a chance to show off what I'm picking up. And as I said, I'm interested in seeing what you're picking up. Thanks again for checking this out. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Peace, love, and comics.